Hi everyone, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to the new subscribers. And you guys, this is my anniversary month, so it's been 1,095 days or 3 years on YouTube. So thank you guys for the support. Yeah, so this is going to be like an energy update. I'm going to be verbally giving it to you in terms of what I'm downloading, messages. We're going to tap into feminine, masculine. I'm not going to pull cards. Maybe at the end we'll just do a quick pull. So I'm just going to dig right in, okay? So if you guys want to work with me in session, you can check out all my services on spiritualmaterialgirl.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Spiritual Material Girl. And this month you can use the code anniversary on sessions, okay? So make sure you use the coupon code. It's anniversary, all caps, upon booking. And what else? Last few days to sign up for SMG Summer Camp. This is everything holistic for your ascension. Check out that program. And what else? I guess that's it. All right, so let's dig in. So downloaded messages. So much is coming through. So firstly, I want to say they're going, stop. They're saying, collective, stop. Stop the obsessing. Stop the attaching. And some of you may already be wanting or have already turned off this video because it's not a reading. And I feel like, you know, just because there's no cards being pulled, I am intuitively talking to you, intuitively speaking to you. But regardless of that, I feel like there's this whole cycle of reattachment happening in the Twin Flame Collective. And some of you just need like a little, they're saying like a little slap in the face to be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that again? Why are you watching all the videos that are all about outcome? And I'll tell you why. The reason why is because especially I feel like the Divine Feminine is doing this. And it's because your Divine Masculine, a lot of the Divine Masculines are making a higher level connection with you. So I'm going to give you a word of wisdom and a word of, you know, like just intuitive knowledge. Instead of watching the videos that are focused on outcome or even sitting and attaching yourself, in addition to doing your healing work on your own, which we know that's what I do, that's what I teach. We know that that's a huge piece of this ascension, right? And we'll talk about that. But the big thing with your twin, the way it's pulling at you, gripping at you, the way you feel like the signs, synchronicities are amping up because so many of you do right now, and I know that for a fact. And if you're one of those people, you would be better off going into 5D meditation, 5D writing, 5D connection of any type. I heard something today on the radio. Actually, I should have had this prepared for you. It was Van Halen's song, Love Walks In. You guys know that song, right? It's a great song. And in the lyrics, he says, contact is all it takes to change your life, to lose your place in time. Contact, asleep or awake. Coming around, you may wake up to find. Questions deep within your eyes. Now more than ever, you realize. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, because I feel like that's a beautiful metaphor. And I feel like we are being contacted at a much higher level right now. I have been doing some serious automatic writing with my twin with no communication. And it's very, very interesting to have full on conversations, like full, at a much higher elevated level. And the information that's coming through is crazy. It's not something that I'm going to share on the channel, but I've shared it with a select few of, you know, friends, soul sisters, and they are also blown away. So if any of you feel inclined to try the intuitive writing or the automatic writing, you know, you can use that as a 5D vehicle tool. Now, I just put on my website for $11.11, you guys can get an audio meditation pack, okay? And in one of the audio meditations is a cord cutting, right? That leaves the purity of the connection intact. And the other is a 5D connection tool. And I think you guys are going to like it. So check it out if you haven't already. So they're asking us to have that. There's no physical union that's going to come for anyone until you make a spiritual, mental, emotional union first. And some of you have gone into your spirituality, and a lot of you have dug into your healing and are doing more at this time, and that's great. I feel like some things are coming up around sexuality right now, like definitely male-female roles as well as sexuality in terms of harnessing our power and clearing out the wounds. That's really coming up. A lot of sacral chakra stuff, a lot of root chakra stuff. That's another thing I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to put it on pause for a second and get the dry erase board. I want to show you something. So I'm going to be a little bit all over the map in this video just because there's so much I want to convey. And so I drew this for a client the other day, and it's important that you understand this. Whether you subscribe to it or not, it's totally up to you. But this is my understanding. This is how I work. And this, to me, is how I have channeled it through spirit. Okay, so our solar plexus is like the nucleus of everything. Okay, so this is your navel right here. Okay, and so everything below this point here is, we'll say, your root, right? And your sacral. So your sacral is where you hold the trauma. And your root is where that foundation gets off balance or shaky. Okay, we'll make a little earthquake there, right? Like, all right, so these two, so often we talk about this closed heart chakra. Okay, and we talk about a closed throat chakra. And we kind of relate to the crown in a I feel like we have like a negative connotation with the crown, and the reason why, not all the time, but a lot of the time, because we get headaches up here, and you know, a lot of you are tapped into your third eye, but at the same time, like, you're not clearing your energy, and your other chakras are imbalanced or not open, and so there's a lot that gets manifested up here. Plus, we spend a lot of time thinking up here. So this is what happens. So when we don't do the root work, so this is like, you know, remember I always say, like, it's like a tree. Here's the branches, here's the tree, here are the roots. Okay, so it's the same sort of concept. So these are your core wounds here. This is your core wounding. This is the result of your core wounding. Shaky foundation, disconnection with the root, right? And these are the traumas, the unresolved, the subconscious. And this is your power center. This is your intuition. This is your knowing. This is your power. This is your quiet strength, your inner strength. This is your connection to your divinity, to self-love. It's everything. Everything spawns from this. Because if self-love is here, self-love is the foundation of everything. Everything spawns from this. So these closed chakras are the closed heart, the closed throat, are just byproducts. That's all. So that's all it is. It's a byproduct of us being misaligned and holding trauma, because it means that we're not able to come into our solar plexus. So when we heal the traumas and when we get on a steady foundation, right, we get our feet in the ground, we can then make this a huge center for ourselves. Then we can align with our boundaries and our morals and our sense of what's right, wrong for us, our worth, our integrity, and then we can love ourselves and we can walk in alignment with that, and that's going to open up our heart. Okay, most people think that when you're healing the child wound stuff, that you're healing the heart chakra, It's not that the heart chakra isn't impacted, but it's a domino effect. When you heal your childhood wounds, you're healing sacral chakra. You're healing the traumas and you're getting the root squared away. Okay, so as a result, we're able to line up with our nucleus here and open up this heart chakra. Okay, then it becomes open and beaming. And that's the gateway to our emotions. And this is like our brain. This is our emotional brain. And then we can express our truth. But the expression of our truth is coming from here. Okay? It's knowing our truth. It's loving ourselves. Okay? It's opening our hearts, being able to receive, being able to communicate clearly. This is what a balanced polarities look like. This opens, open for business. So what happens when all of this is closed and when this is blocked is we go from here, this unstable foundation and these under the surface traumas, we go right up into our heads. We go right up into our crown. We do all that mental thinking. We hold it all up here. Okay? So if you guys are having headaches, it's not an ascension symptom. It's not. Okay? People have headaches for all different reasons. Sometimes there's different health things that are imbalanced. Maybe you're dehydrated. But for a lot of you, I hear that on videos and I'm like, it's not an ascension symptom, headaches. Headaches are an overthinking symptom. Headaches are all this shit is blocked and you're going from here up to here. Okay? So if that's what you're dealing with, take heed and start to look at this stuff. Start to do the healing. I do it with you in soul coaching. You guys can come into the camp or take my intensive program in the fall or do the classes on Vibe Up. We address all of this stuff. And then in level 2 of Vibe Up and like on the intensive program and everything, I help you come into that nucleus. And then everything else becomes easier. It's kind of like, once you're at that place and you're doing that work and you've done this stuff all the way, the deepest level, then everything else is easier. Okay? And it's fun and it can be invigorating and you'll feel better in a health sense too because your chakras are going to be balanced. So I hope that makes sense. And I don't even know what I was talking about before this, to be honest with you guys. Let's see. So I was talking about twin flames, so I was talking about 5D communication, and I'm talking about, expressing ourselves, and I've been hearing a lot around the throat chakra lately. Oh, I have a sketchy throat, my throat chakra is blocked. Oh, yes, I have all these throat chakra issues, and no, you don't. You have a solar plexus issue, and what's going to open that and connect you to that is everything in your sacral root, okay? So that's where you need to look. So if you're doing your healing the wrong way, it's time to readjust it. It's time to really, I'm never going to bullshit you guys. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you how you heal. I'm writing a book about this. So I want you guys to heal, and I want it to be quick and painless and, as much as possible. And I want you to feel supported. And that's what this journey is about. So coming back to the twin flame stuff, so when we go into 5D connection and, we know we need to do that stuff, the balancing, the healing and everything. But the truth is your twin flame connection right now might be gripping you, okay? Many people are feeling that. And it's because the masculine's awakening a bit more. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to go into your mental thinking mind and get a headache? No, don't do that. Are you going to analyze? Are you going to feel like, oh, maybe I should take action? Or are you going to get pulled into the past? No. You're going to go into 5D communication, clear it, release it, and come back into alignment with yourself. That's how we manage this journey. Okay, that's how this journey becomes fluid. I'm not saying there won't be dips in energy. I'm not saying that the connection won't pull at you. Of course it does. That's what these connections do. But you have the power to stay. You have the power to stay in alignment. And you can also exchange communication without reattaching. So I feel like that's what's happening. A lot of you are reattaching. You're going, And they're just going, stop. I heard it so clearly. They were like, tell them to stop reattaching. So attachment is just fear. It's fear that breeds expectation and, contingency on timelines and like all that stuff. So this is like, if you're watching this video, this message is for you. Like, it's time to just like release it. Now, the other thing that I got today is they showed me clearly, like, it was almost like, have you ever been or seen, it's like an icebreaker game. Maybe you would do it as an intro in like a group setting or in like any sort of class where you're building a rapport, where someone catches you, like you fall back and someone would catch you. And you go back with your eyes closed and it's just like blind trust, right? They're saying that we need to, the things that we need to manifest, that we want to manifest, that we're working on, right? The way it's going to come the most easily to us at this time, whether it's the new divine partner, whether it's the showing up of the love that we've always wanted, could be the twin flame showing up in a new way, whether it's it could be just the idea of coming back into union with the twin, it could be your mission, it could be career, creative projects, things like that. Okay, so what they want you to do is like, so I'm going to erase this. Hold on one second, guys. I didn't know I would be using the board so much. Okay, so they want you to, all right, let's say you have your mission and you have your goals in like personal goals. And then it's like love, union. Okay, I'm going to sneeze. So much pollen here. Okay. Mission, your goal. Like, so let's just say like one or all of these things is up for you. Like you've been focused or working on something like creative or business or mission. Okay. So creative business mission, like your personal goals or like love. So any of those, anything, it could be anything really is how they're showing me. So we have this tendency, here we are as human sentient beings, to want to reach out and grab it, right? We want to reach out and grab it. Look how long that person's arms are. And we will do that. We will make our arms very, very long. Like, I want that. And then if it's not within our reach, we'll go, well, why isn't it coming? We have so much resistance that we put in the way there. So if we can't latch on to it, if it's not coming to us, we put all this resistance in the way. Okay, the more resistance we put in the way, like the more we strangle the energy, because you are literally reaching out to strangle it, you're going to prolong your timelines, you're going to put resistance in the way, it's going to delay things, or you're going to manifest your fears rather than what you truly desire to manifest. So what they're talking about is almost turning the other way, okay? Is turning the other way and falling back into your, let's just say this is your goal. This is your goal or the thing that you want, and just falling back. And they're saying if we take 5 minutes a day to visualize that, it will start happening for us. That's how it was shown to me. So it's kind of like an exercise that you could do, and I'm going to talk to you about how you do this. So instead of reaching out for the thing, you still have to take, you still have to focus on things. And, of course, if it's mission or personal goals, like there's probably things that you have to maybe do when you take inspired action in your life. But the act of manifesting takes no effort, takes no energy. And we've got to get really clear with our intention. Okay. So what they're saying is instead of reaching out for it, like reaching out to grab it, they're saying that we need to fall back and let it catch us. This is showing it energetically, this thing that we want, this place we want to be, this person we want to become, or this person we want to be with. This is showing the universe like we're ready to receive, we're open to you rising up and meeting us. This is the dance this is the dance of co-creation too, because this is where the universe isn't going to let you fall. No, 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 no. The universe is going to rise right back up and meet you right there. Boom, achieved, right? Goal achieved. Instant manifestation. Manifestation is so rapid right now. I'm sure you guys are seeing that, right? You think something, boom, it happens. You think something, boom, you see it, right? So they're saying fall back. So how can we do this? So if you close your eyes and you imagine the thing. So it could, like, because I'm talking so broadly, I don't know what it is for each of you, but imagine the thing. Like, let's just say, like, the improved, let's say it's another version of you, like the improved you. It could be that you fall back, and when you fall back, like, you blend into that person, okay? Or that person, that improved person, catches you, and you're one. It could be TF Union. They're saying keep for 5 minutes a day or 2 minutes a day. Imagine the feeling of falling back into that person's arms and allowing them to catch you, okay? And there's nothing more you need to do. In fact, they don't want you to do anything else is what they're saying. They want you to just do this and then leave it. Don't think any other thoughts. Don't put any other thoughts in the way. Like, what else do I need to do? And what else should I tell that person? And, should I give them instructions? No, 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 no. Just fall back and let them catch you and then move on with your day, okay? Feel how good that feels and then move on with your day. When it's like the mission, like you can imagine like falling back into like the space or the place or the place you want to be or the thing you want to be doing or becoming, and allowing it to catch you. And it could be inanimate objects catching you. It could be people, whatever it is. But they're saying we need to melt into it. We need to allow ourselves to fall. And that an act is surrender. And surrender is the absence of fear. That's why I'm telling you, don't put any thoughts or any other words in here. Because I have a feeling there's very few of us who could be pure enough to not introduce resistance. So if we just focus on the falling back, let's say that you feel a new divine partner coming in. Let's say that you're not sure if it's your twin or there's someone new, but you just want to really manifest love. Then you just fall back into the caring lover's arms, right? Allow that person to catch you. Do it in your car for a second. Do it before you go to bed. Take 2 minutes. Do it. Keep envisioning this falling back into it catching you and receiving you. Okay? So fall back, catch, receive. And that's like a tool. Do that every single day, a few times a day, a few minutes a day for, I'd say, the next 3 or 4 weeks. And by June, you're going to be manifesting this stuff, okay? And it's also a tool to help you work on how you surrender and let all this like mental thinking stuff go. All right, so it's a mental imagery that we're talking about. It's just an imagery, it's a visualization, it's a feeling, it's an energy. Oh, I'm falling back, that feels so good, to not have to worry about it. A lot of times we say, oh, just let the universe bring it to you. Like, it's just going to show up at your doorstep. And it's kind of like, no, it's like a co-creation where two energies meet, right? And I think where we're holding resistance, which is a lot of you right now, you've got to be the one that's saying, okay, I'm gonna go with my eyes closed back and trust that the universe is gonna meet me. Trust that this person's gonna be there to catch me, right? So that's pretty cool. I really love that message when I was getting it. So we talked about chakras, we talked about 5D, we talked about feminine being a little bit more attached right now. This notion of falling back and surrendering this way, this visualization. Let's see. The other things that have been coming up are around timelines. So your timelines are confusing you a lot. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the visualization. So I think we're feeling a lot of timelines right now. And we just felt some ends and close. And so it's confusing. So you might have let's say with your twin flame, just because I know you guys all love, but this could apply to any area of your life or anything, okay? Any timelines with anything or anybody or any event. But let's just take the twin flame. So let's say this is your twin flame, the past timeline. Okay, these were things that, played out in the past. These were the possibilities that maybe were offshoots in the past. Okay, so then you have this 3D reality right here of present, and we'll say this is past 2, and these are all different past things that happened or that were thought for the future. So these could be trajectories that we started before, that we were thinking, okay, it's going to be this way, it's going to look like this, we're going to be under the oak tree, we're going to be on the beach, we're going to be doing that, we're going to be, we're going to be reuniting it this month, or we're going to be getting married then, or we're going to, or he's going to leave, she's going to leave her karmic partner at, that month. And like all these thoughts create timelines. Every time we have a thought like that, where we're thinking there's some timing or a place, that's how we create timelines, is when there's like a time and a place that we're seeing or that we're feeling, that we're sensing, that we're wanting, that we're desiring. It could be any of these. It could be intuitively that you were feeling them, at one point, or it could be that you wanted it at one point. Either way, it's all the same, right? Because the universe doesn't know the difference between what's reality, what's not, what's an intuitive vision, and what, you're thinking it's out there. So you have all these timelines with these trajectories that moving forward, some didn't, kind of just stopped, some were just, played out in the past or whatever. So the ones that you saw for the future, what's happened right recently is a lot of these have needed to collapse. So basically we're just going like this, and we're putting a little roadblock here, right? And it's not that it's a roadblock though, it just dissolved. It just, right? It just got sucked up. It just dissolved. So that's the best way I can tell you. So when that got dissolved, these higher exalted timelines came in, and they might be similar. They might be like with the same person, or it now might be that you're under the oak tree with a different person, or it might be that some things that were familiar about the first trajectory are now blending with a new future trajectory that has you on your highest timeline, your highest path. So this is the highest. These were the lower ones that collapsed. They had to trust. But I think because there's some similarity between them, there's overlap, there's things happening like that for everybody right now, there's a whole lot of fucking confusion. It's so confusing. Do you guys feel confused? I do. I feel confused. Do you? Because it's fucking confusing. It is the weirdest thing right now, and I don't know how many of you have your pulse on it and can put it into words, but this is the way I was shown to articulate it to you. I don't know how better to articulate it, because it's a feeling of immense confusion. It's like things overlapping. Wait, that feels like that's happening. Wait, did that happen? I thought that was going to happen. But now something new feels like it's happening. And so that's where we have to get really, really, really pure with our thoughts and how we approach things. Because it's easy in all that confusion to want to reattach to the past. And this is part of I set you guys up to talk about this, because this is what has been happening. It's like you guys are reattaching to the past. This is part of why. It's confusing. So I think that's why they're telling us to fall back into what we desire, what we do want to manifest. And if you don't know the specifics of that, then go general. Like it's a loving, like you guys might be in a separation where you're like, I had to pull away from my twin because it was just too toxic between us or whatever. And I know that I'm lining up with my worth and I want to be with a supportive, partner. I hope that it is him. I hope that he can show up in a new way or whatever. So, but for all intents and purposes, you know that you want to line up with a supportive, loving partner where there isn't that toxicity. So when you fall back and imagine that. And you might not see who that person is specifically. It's just a feeling of that. And if it's your twin will come in and insert themselves. And if it's someone else, it'll be someone else that's in alignment for your exalted timeline. You guys, you don't need to worry about this. You just need to give yourself over and get clear about what your desire is from right here, from your nucleus, from your solar plexus. So, so important. So important. The 5D communication will help you work through the confusion because it's going to tell you at a higher level what's up. And that's going to help you. It's going to help you collapse the old. It's going to help you release the old. And if you can do it without reattaching to what the higher level information is that's coming through. Because the higher level information that's coming through might also just be a potential or a possibility. But either way, you need to be able to receive the new. And what I've been receiving for the past 4 readings is get ready for the new and the unexpected. Get ready for it to show up better than you imagined. We can't open that space if we're in a resistant energy. If we're stuck on the old timeline, or if we're trying to reach out, grab it, or strangle it, right? So that's why we have to do this. So I hope that that's helpful for you. I'm going to pull a few cards. I'm going to use the Lover's Path Tarot, so I've been guided to do so. And we'll just pull a few cards, not even a spread, just a few confirmation cards here. Okay, usually I don't do the tarot in a card pull, but I feel guided with this deck. And they are saying that they are going to tell us a story anyhow. So even if I treat them as separate cards, they're saying it's a story, the 3 cards that I'm pulling. Okay, so 7 of Cups. This is all the timelines. This is all the options. This is all the possibilities. This is all that confusion. Hello? This is what I was just talking about. So this is where it's up to us to reconcile this. And it's not about pre-deciding destiny. It's about tapping into your inner knowing. It's about listening to your higher self. It's about releasing the attachments. It's about getting clear on what's in alignment for integrity and our worth. Because once you know that, then anything that shows up is going to be in alignment for that. It's going to be a vibrational match for it. Unless you're blocking it or have some subconscious muck and yuck underneath there that's, keeping it from you. Okay? So this is definitely about all those timelines, all those options, all these different parallel realities and things merging and possibilities. And you get to decide at some level what you want. You get to choose what you want. It's not about choosing a specific person, a specific timeline, specific outcome. It's about choosing what's in alignment for you. That goes back to core stuff, core values, your worth, your integrity. And that's on all levels. Like some of you say, I'm destined to become, something bigger. I'm destined to become this artist, or I know I'm going to be this writer, and I know I'm going to help people, or whatever that is. And it's like, then you just choose that. Just choose it. Just choose it in the absence of fear. Fall back into it. Allow it to catch you. And don't worry about the rest. Just keep doing your work and focusing and loving yourself. Okay, because it's going to come. This is what's happening for us. So, but it's when we get caught up in all this confusion and all these different options and all these overlaps and all this stuff, it's very confusing. What's funny too is that peering around her face is the lover, and he's like trying to make his way around all the confusion, right? So all the options. So it's like you've got to reconcile this, is what they're saying. Too much in the mental mind, too much fear-based attachment. Get clear from a soul place, from a aligned true self, soul self alignment. Okay, so the Four of Arrows, which is, it's the rest. This is the time for the rest. This has been the time for the rest. Some of you are exhausted from April. Some of you have had that dip in energy. I really feel like this is more than that. This is much higher than that. These are Lovers cards. This is talking about the rest, the break, the breather, the time out, the communication. And it's also saying that a lot of the 5D messages are going to come through in a dream state or when we're not resisting. Okay, that's what that is. Remember I read you that Van Halen song? Let me read it again to you, those couple of lyrics. Contact is all it takes to change your life, to lose your place in time. Contact, asleep or awake, coming around you may wake up to find. Questions deep within your eyes, now more than ever, you realize. And then you see a change, nothing feels the same, all your dreams are strange, love comes walking in. And I feel like that's, I don't know if you guys hot, do you have goosebumps? Because I do. That's what this, do you guys get it? I don't know if I'm articulating it the right way, but it's like the messages are coming through right now in the absence of resistance. So fall back into them. 5D, manifestation of your dream, how we manifest, all of it. This is what we need to do. 100%. It's taken me weeks to be able to articulate this because believe me, I've been working on it too. And believe me, this stuff is real. And it's been so intangible, it's been hard to put into words. Okay, so we have the oppression card coming up. And this is Dido and Anus. And it's like, you know, this is like the Tower. And it's about a release that's coming. And these are emotional waters that are coming back here. And this is about an explosion of energy. You can see there's like a thunder lightning bolt here, and there's fire coming up here, and there's fear, but it feels like an energy. Some of you are making changes. They're important changes. Definitely leaving things that no longer serve. Definitely there's been a bit of a shakeup. And this shakeup is putting you on more fertile ground. So for some of you, it might be more of an internal shakeup. For others of you, it might be happening or going to happen soon in your external life. And I feel like it's freeing you to come all the way into yourself. And instead of being this scared person, you're going to take that fear and transmute it into self-love and mission. And I feel that for you guys a lot. And then we have the Four of Staves, which is the coming home. And that's what I was just saying. It's like coming home to ourselves. It's the lovers, you know, at the altar. It's the being received. It's the, you know, it's this knowing what you want and your truth and knowing it's all going to work out. Like you're going to go, either you were in this, you were in some sort of turmoil, you were in some sort of like oppressive situation, or you were in something that you needed to be shooken up. You needed to let go of what no longer serves you. You needed to release attachments. You've been needing to do that. And then you're going to have what you've dreamed of, and it's coming through this coming home to yourself, and also coming home to your true desires. I feel like if love is your true desire, let it guide you. Just let love. It doesn't have to be with a specific person. Just let love guide you. And believe me when I say that the love that you feel with your twin flame is a reflection of the lack of love that you have for yourself. So I don't want that to sound the wrong way, but it's true. It's that in any relationship, and twin flames are no exception, when we are perceiving this, it's not that there isn't a grip at a soul level. Of course there is. There's all this past life stuff. There's telepathic connection. There's all this soul stuff going on, soul to soul as one energy field. But in another sense, there's a place where we're attaching, especially when we're attaching to outcome, or we're needing the twin, we're needing the person to return to us, or we're needing that fixed outcome. That's fear, and that is like a distraction from yourself, coming all the way home to yourself. And that's what this card is about. We'll pull one more and take the index card out. See, my fault. Innocence. So this is like the starting at ground zero. This is what they're saying is we need to have the love in our hearts, and nothing, like, it doesn't have to be anything else. It's almost like empty brain is better. This is what I was talking about when we fall back. It's like the absence of resistance. It's just the trust that everything's going to work out. There's nothing blocking us. And this is about like those timelines too. Like, this is about, just look, he's blindfolded, and she's guiding him along. So this is where it's interesting too, because the masculine in this card is playing the flute. And so it's like the music of your soul is guiding one, while the other is eyes open, guiding the other. I also feel like this is just the purity of love, the purity of connection. If you want love, then just say, I want love. Feel what love feels like. There's something about the loving embrace, of being enraptured by your lover's touch or loving embrace, that feels really like poignant for everyone right now. This purity of the connection, no matter what has happened, and we almost get a sense that there is fire behind this. Fire, water, it's coming out of all of this danger, these heavy waves and the fire, and it's just coming back into innocence and into purity and the purity of the connection. And you guys, when we do 5D meditations, like, that is the purity of the connection. That's where the true love exists, where all this other 3D linear stuff is gone. It's not there. Or it might be there a little bit, but it's not in the way. It's there in terms of like a knowing, like an acknowledgement, like, yeah, I get, like, you're looking higher above it, like chess pieces. Like, I get this is how it, but you're talking or you're connecting from a much higher place, where that actual resistance from the physical world is not in the way of, the communication and the messages and the knowing and the feelings and all of that. So let's look at the bottom of the deck here. Is wisdom. Shahrazad and Shahrayar. Wisdom. I'm going to read you this one. I feel inclined to. Where are we? Okay, so over the course of 1,001 nights, Shahrazad, the wise bride of King Shahrayar, tells many compelling stories. Shahrazad's wisdom won the king's love and trust. In doing so, she saved her life, as well as those of her fellow women of the kingdom. So this is about her leading with her wisdom and it being the magnet for the love and the trust. So this is, I feel like, another message about being connected to our power center and being our own unique individual person, and just trusting that what's in alignment for us will come. The love will show up. The unions will happen. The reunions will happen. For some of you, it's someone that you don't even expect. So it's really, really huge. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. That was a little bit longer than I expected. I hope it was helpful for you. I love you guys, and I will see you for next week's reading, and then we'll go right into the full moon in Scorpio around the 18th. All right, love you guys. Mwah. Bye.